It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we've got a pair of teams who not long ago had more Super Bowls than anybody else. It's the Niners and the Cowboys, and it's all up next.
It's a stadium so big you can easily spot it flying into Dallas-Fort Worth for a game. This is AT&T Stadium here in Arlington. Hi again, everybody. Brock Ewart and Kate Scott with you up in the booth. And Brock, we have a very intriguing matchup of quarterbacks ahead in this contest today.
This is going to be so good, so entertaining because these QBs are so talented, both of them. They don't need any more of an incentive than this because after the game, you know they love to meet up in midfield, right? Well, one of them is going to be making that hard, begrudging handshake with the cameras on. The other, he's going to wear a big smile because he knows what it takes to beat the QB on the other side.
Ball teed up. Brandon Aubrey out for the kick. And off we go from Dallas. Starting from the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So here come the 49ers for their opening drive. Leading them out, a player known, yes, for that draft status, but also as a great methodical passer. I know you love this guy, Brock. The last pick of the 2022 draft, it's Brock Purdy.
You know, Kate, people won't stop recognizing Brock Purdy as Mr. Irrelevant right at first, but they better start recognizing his game. He shed that label of his draft status to me long ago. He proved there is no fluke to his talent. He knows how to see it, how to feel it, how to deliver it, and most importantly, he knows how to elevate the people around him.
Reeled in by George Kittle. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Eric Kendricks there for the tackle.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Here's 2nd and 5. On target to his back. Here's Christian McCaffrey. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
First down throw by Purdy. Finds his man. It's Ricky Pearsall. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Brought down by Deron Bland.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Here's the first carry for Christian McCaffrey. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that's a 49er first down.
They had the first down by a comfortable margin right there. Remember that play call. Put that one away. Could be a money play for them the next time they're in a similar spot.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Motioning left is their running back. Purdy on first down. Escapes the pocket. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
And right there's the danger, Kate. When you put the ball in the air, how many times do we see these coordinators, when you get a nice run, right, you gain some steam on the ground, you stick with the ground game. They don't, they call the pass, and the defense reacts, and reacts well with a sack.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Another try following the sack. Dump off caught by his back. Nowhere really for him to go. He steps out, and they're going to lose some yardage.
This is one of those plays, Kate. I could just hear defensive buzzwords. Pursue, effort, run him down. Just a total effort defensively to knock that running back right out of bounds and put a negative yardage mark on the stat sheet.
3rd and long, Purdy. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he's brought down after a short gain.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
It's a punt coming from the Niners on 4th down, and Mitch Wisnowski out to boot it away. And this will fly out of bounds to deny a return. They're going to mark it a little before the 20. So here come the Cowboys for their opening drive. Bringing them out is a Mississippi State 4th-round pick in 2016, who's found considerable success in this league, Dak Prescott.
I don't think I'm alone in this, Kate. To me, Dak is one of the easiest players to root for their success in the NFL. I think for me and for many others, well, it's based on all he's overcome, from tough playoff losses to significant injuries. But his leadership, his stats, his ability to play like an MVP in big moments, at his best, he really is all you could ever ask for.
Trying the right side with Vaughn. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Dak now from the gun. This is complete, Jalen Tolbert. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Ball at the 33 for 1st down. Up the middle, Vaughn. And he'll knife his way through for a pickup of 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a 1st down.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 37. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Picked by their rookie out of Florida State. And he takes this one back for the pick 6. Well, that certainly wasn't the end result he was after there, Brock. A big play to start the scoring, but we can definitely say this was not his intention, letting that pass go.
No, a lot of game left, though, and that's a positive. And you know what? He's going to have a chance to totally redeem himself after that one.
Jake Moody on for the PAT. Right down the middle, it's good. And the 49ers will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick 6. This taken from the 12. And a good return here as he gets it out past the 35. Back out come the Cowboys for their 2nd drive. And they didn't have much time to recover from that pick 6. Need short memories here as they head back out. The Cowboys have it in great field position as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. Back to the air, Prescott after that pick. It's caught, Ferguson. And not much doing, he stopped quickly.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. From the gun is Prescott. He keeps those feet in and makes the catch.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm.
Well, the officials are going to have to take another look at this one. Kyle Shanahan's challenging that call.
Previous play is under review.
We're all watching that sideline here, seeing where those feet came down.
And no matter what they rule here, Kate, that was an outstanding effort just to make the catch.
Yeah.
Now we got to look and see, did he get both feet in with possession?
After review of the play, ruling on the field stands.
All right, so that challenge is unsuccessful, but still a chance to earn a third one if their next challenge leads to an overturned call. Battle coming up on 3rd and inches. Vaughn running dead ahead. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. It's Vaughn again. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. Nick Bosa makes the stop. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. And that is how our 1st quarter will end as that pass falls incomplete. So before they can set up for another play, we've hit the end of the 1st quarter. Neither side separating much so far. Back to AT&T Stadium in just a moment. Second quarter all set to begin, and it'll be Cowboys football. They have it on 3rd and 9. Prescott here from the gun. He's on the move. Oh, he's going to run for it. And he works this to the 38 before going down. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's good for a Cowboys 1st down.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
First down, here's Dak. Has him on the quick hitter. And they get this down to the 28. They get an even 10 on that play. And it'll be 1st down, Dallas.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Here's Prescott, 1st and 10. Brought in right side.
Out of bounds at the 26-yard line. Again, 2. Brings up 2nd and 8.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Working out of the gun, it's Prescott. And he won't get it there. Defender finds a throw and breaks it up. Trying to get that one to CeeDee Lamb. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
Prescott now on 3rd down. Short pass brought in. And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line.
Those little short throws, they are high percentage and certainly bread and butter, but they really run the risk of a quick tackle just like that and being stopped short of the sticks.
So fourth down brings out Brandon Aubrey to try for the Cowboys field goal. This from 40 on the right hash. Gay's kick is good. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. Kickoff taken at the 3. This return makes it up to the 25. Second drive coming up for this 49ers offensive unit. And they're certainly hoping for some better results here after that first drive ended in a punt. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll start this one on the ground with McCaffrey. And his drive forward halted after a couple of yards. The tackle made by Mozzie Smith. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
From the 27. They'll get it to Brandon Ayuk. And that will not be enough for a 1st down. Third down, 1 yard to go. On 3rd and short, McCaffrey. And he'll get them enough for a 1st down.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that 1st down right there.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. Pretty throwing here on 1st. Finds a seam down the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They managed 22 on the rip and a 1st down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
1st and 10 from the 41. From the gun is Purdy. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Working out of the gun, it's Purdy. Finds him over the middle. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Eric Kendricks there for the tackle.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
We're to the 2-minute warning from AT&T. The 49ers with the football. On 3rd down, Purdy escapes the pocket. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And the defense comes through, and that's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
The best defensive ends in the NFL, they don't need to win sustained battles to get home. Nope. Sometimes, Kate, all they need is one quick move, and they're into the backfield blowing it up.
The 49ers are lined up in punt formation. Kavontae Turpin on the return for the Cowboys. You are not going to see a better punt than that. He picked the perfect angle, and it flies out of bounds at the 1. No chance at a return. Another drive coming up for this Dallas offensive unit. And this close to their end zone, they have got to be careful, but still enough time that they could mount something of a drive here before the half. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. A run with Vaughn. And he found some running room for a nice gain. The Cowboys signaling for their first time out, as they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down. Throwing from the gun. Completed over the middle. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Prescott set to pass. Throw complete to Lamb. And he's going to be brought down after getting this up to the 22. Now Dallas is going to call its 2nd timeout. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. That one's complete right side. And he's brought down for a loss.
Now that is a potential drive killer. Defenders all over that one and kept him from getting vertical after the catch.
Cowboys have to get moving here. Clock's still running. Back to throw it. Catch is made down the right sideline. And he takes this down after crossing the 45. So that's halftime here in this one. The 49ers on the road, but currently with the lead. Now we'll send you east to our studios in Orlando. That's where Jonathan Coachman is waiting to bring you the EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, what you got for us?
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit, but first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Reports. Both these teams making their way out of the tunnel, and we're ready for the 2nd half. And for the call, we send it back to Kate Scott and the other blonde bomber, Brock Huard.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our 3rd quarter. Out to kick it away. Here's Moody. Return starts from the 16. Now bottle him up as he gets the return to the 30. Dallas with its offense headed out for our first possession of the half. And their defense sure has kept this game close. Now it's time for them to come through, get some points for their team in this low-scoring affair. First and 10 now from the 30. Dak now from the gun. And this one's dropped for what would have been a nice gain. The intended target there was CeeDee Lamb. And now it's 2nd down.
With how hard it is to get an open look downfield, can't let the coverage off the hook with the drop. Saw open space, started running before he was able to watch the ball into his hands.
Shotgun handoff for Vaughn. And he's swallowed up in the middle, no gain on the run. Brought down by Fred Warner. No gain on the play, and they still need 10 now on 3rd down.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
They're going to throw it on 3rd and long. Throwing the out route complete. And he's out of bounds beyond the 35-yard line.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
Cowboys punting it away here on 4th, and it's the long-time vet Brian Anger on now. Secures this at the 17. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. That punt finishes as a 60-yard effort. And the 49ers will go on offense. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap for Purdy. Brought in by Ayuk. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Malik Hooker with the tackle.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Putting the tight end in motion. From the 25 on 2nd down. Complete to Pearsall. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a 1st down.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. Purdy on 1st down. Kittle brings it in. This is ahead for about 5. Brought down by Deron Bland. All right, here we go. 2nd down. Purdy setting up that play action. He's on the move. He's going to pull this one down and run with it. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, that's one of those little mental Rolodex plays. Right before the snap, you know if the read isn't there, that option isn't there, you can use your legs to make the adjustment and go get the 1st down.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Running back sent in motion. 1st down throw by Purdy. Completed here to McCaffrey. And he'll take it past the midfield stripe and start the push into Cowboys territory.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Play action now with Purdy. Nearly intercepted. Ooh, he almost had it. Couldn't bring it in. Incomplete. That brings up 3rd down.
Hey, Kate, you feeling lucky? Well, the quarterback is, because he just dodged a major turnover. That was an easy pick that was simply dropped.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Motioning him from the slot right. They'll throw on 3rd and long. Complete beyond the marker. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. To throw again, it's Purdy. That throw finds Kittle. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. The third and short in your back pocket. You can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
They motion the slot man right. 2nd and 4. That finds Ayuk complete. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And it brings up a San Francisco first down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10. From the red zone now. He brings it in. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. From the gun, McCaffrey goes up and over for the touchdown. The 49ers push their lead further to start the half. Christian McCaffrey, the touchdown. Well, in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this 2-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
That one splits the uprights. And the 49ers drive their lead to 11. Out to kick it away. Here's Moody. Here's Kevontae Turpin on the return. And he was pushing for midfield there before they finally dragged him down at the 45. The Cowboys offense now headed back to the field. It's a 14-3 ball game as they take over following the score. The Cowboys have it in great field position as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. Right up the gut. And he's able to get it past midfield and down onto the 49er side. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. A give to Vaughn out of the shotgun. And they make the stop, we're going to say at about the 37-yard line. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that's good for a Cowboys first down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
First down, and they go right back to him. And he scampers ahead and gets 2 on the carry.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Once again, it's Vaughn. And he's brought down after a solid gain on what's going to be the final play of the quarter. We'll see what they come up with for third down in just a bit. We've reached the end of 3. The Cowboys have it, but some work to do in the final frame. They're trailing. And the 49ers in a nickel set. Third down coming. From the gun is Prescott. He's got a man left. And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line. Give him 9 on that play, and it's enough for the first.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. First down, here's Dak. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
Throwing again is Dak. He's got it near the 8. And that's going to be a touchdown. It's on the board for now. But will it stand? We got to see what this flag is all about.
Holding. Offense.
Would have liked to have kept that big play, but the officials and penalties say no, and it's got to come back.
Still second down.
So now a much tougher task here as they come up on 2nd and 20. Prescott here from the gun. Finds him over the middle. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
And just in case this offense didn't have enough to contend with, now you got to worry about a quarterback that could do what he just did. Tote the ball himself for a big run.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Prescott. This one's caught. And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone. Instead, stopped at the 2.
Okay, when Bill Walsh was implementing the drag route with the 49ers in the 80s, it sounded the same way as it did with Mike Holmgren and me with the Seahawks in the 2000s versus man on a drag route, run away. You see zone coverage, settle down, give your quarterback his numbers, and you can find a completion just like that.
And they pitch it to him. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
I know they had bigger visions when they called that play. This is one of those spots, Kate, where when a defense is dialed in, especially in the red zone, it's very tough to surprise them with anything.
Offense up to the line fast. Prescott now on 3rd down. Into the end zone, but someone's able to knock it away. That's incomplete.
And you ask a lot of your defenders on that field. It is not easy to play defense in today's NFL. Not only stay in their assignment's hip pocket, but to make plays on the ball as it arrives. He was challenged with an intermediate throw, and he swatted it away with ease.
A 25-yard attempt.
Flying down the heart of the lane, and it's good! And it pulls him back within 1 score here in the 4th.
His make there, they had to have that one. And it really does set up a judgment call down on the field. And this is where special teams coach and head coach are talking about game management. You've got 3 timeouts left, so you really can write either script you want. Onside kick or send it deep.
All right, that lead cut down to 8 after that score, and the kick is away. He fields it from the 8. Oh, he's showing some burst on this return. Some good work on that return. Brock gets this up to the 33. Now out comes the San Francisco offense. And that last drive, no answer for what they were doing through the air, so expect some tighter coverage this time around. at the 33 for first down. On the ground to begin the drive with McCaffrey. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. First down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. They stick with McCaffrey. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
What was supposed to move the chains, or at least make third down easier to handle instead, did the exact opposite here, Kate. Now makes this third down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. We've reached the 2-minute warning from Dallas. 49ers up by 8. They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. On the ground, this is Isaac Arindo. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. So quickly the defense burns a timeout here. 1:57 remaining in the game. Punting unit out now. It'll be Mitch Wisnowski doing the honors. Fair catch the signal, and he brings it in at the 23. So no return on that punt. And the Cowboys will get set to go on offense. Offense headed back out there now for Dallas. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Here he is to throw. Finds a man right side. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Cowboys have to get moving here. Clock's still running. Back to throw. It's caught. Ferguson. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Just stay on schedule. Just stay on schedule, right? SOS. Bad thing on a ship. Good thing on a football field. Even a little completion keeps this offense on schedule.
Cowboys have to get moving here. Clock's still running. Setting up to pass. This one is hit by a defender and winds up incomplete. Broken up by a big guy at the line. So that brings them to 3rd down.
I think we're starting to get a feel, aren't we, of why they like him so much in coverage. He reacts well to throws, is super adept at breaking up passes through contact, or like that one before they could ever reach the target.
And he's there to knock away the pass and force a 4th down.
You know, I don't fault that look at all, Kate, downfield. It was just an excellent defensive play to deny him the ball and knock it away. That is good on good.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on 4th. Now to throw. Escape. And they get to him and hold him down. What a play, forcing the sack, and that should just about put a bow on this one.
Well, this play never had a chance between the pressure at home and the coverage downfield. QB still got to find a way to throw it up and give somebody an opportunity to make a play.
Now the 49ers getting set to go on offense. That defensive stand might have been the final effort needed to seal away the victory, Brock, but can't quite take off the pads just yet. Offense has to finish this one out.
Yeah, a few things here, Kate, to keep in mind, right? You got to slow the game down as a quarterback. Take every second off the clock. If you're handling the ball, you guard it with your life, and you make sure your defense doesn't come on the field again. They just did their job. Now you got to do yours.
On the counter, McCaffrey. And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2. Now Dallas is going to call its second timeout. And they'll have just one left to burn now. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. From the gun, Garindo. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss. The defense takes its third and final timeout. That's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now. Setting up for the kneel down on third. A final kneel down here, and that should put a bow on this one.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
Jake Moody now in a high-pressure spot. Ball in the left hash, the distance 53 yards. A kick they needed, but it's no good as it sails too far right. So it's a win for the visiting 49ers. This is the type of game everyone was hoping they'd see when they entered this stadium, Brock, you and I included. A close one that went all the way down to the final whistle.
And Kate, this is one of the bigger adjustments a college player has to make to the NFL. In college, you get a lot of blowouts. The NFL, every game you get calloused because you know more often than not they'll be like this, a one-possession game that's not about how you start. It's all about how you finish.
And with Brock Heward and our EA Sports crew, I'm Kate Scott saying so long from this one. It's a win for the 49ers.